Well, the correct play against some Wukong is just to explode him right there and the match is over. Wow, Lord Fabian is way better than I thought. And I had got him through the last guaranteed fusion event, but it took me a while to get him fully upgraded, fully booked. It just takes time, and put some gear on him. And you can see I went absolutely bonkers with his accuracy, and he is so much better than I thought. Now, I'm just gonna go into Doom Tower. This is hard, but we're in the early stages. It just reset, but I am 1000% convinced he's gonna be very effective on the upper levels of Doom Tower because he increases cooldowns, and if they don't have any positive effects, he takes another turn. He puts the petrification, which is essentially like a fancy stun. Then they're gonna get fear. If they go when they have fear, which is 50-50, right? He'll come back and hit him and do petrification. So like this character took a turn, he comes back, look, petrification. Like if it's a 50-50 chance they're gonna take a turn when they have fear, and if they do, he comes back and hits them and puts the petrification. They're not gonna take turns. And he has insane accuracy, well, 600 accuracy. It's insane for my account level. It's gonna work. And I'm running him with Mad Hatter, who passively will put out fears out there. So look at all of them have fear. This guy's got petrification. Took a turn. Look at that petrification. See if they take a turn or not. The ones that do take turns, he counterattacks and puts petrification on. This is bonkers. This is bonkers. They're not going. If they do go, he's gonna come back and yeah, they're not gonna do anything. They have like a 50% chance of doing a basic attack, and then he's gonna come back and put petrification on them. I think that's bonkers. So if you're not done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code, and you can download Raid Shadow Legends today, and you will start the game off with a legendary Corrado, and you're also gonna get Uga when you hit level 15, which is an epic, and then more importantly, or just as importantly, Monkey King for the legendary Sun Wukong. You got to do this within the first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends. That's right. Within the first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends, use the promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, who we're going to use a lot in this video. Just wait, we're going to use him a lot. And if you're on iOS, you have to go to the website. You can't do it in game. And there's a link to the Polarium website where you can use the code. So yeah, we're going to cruise through all of Doom Tower. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of him when I'm able to be using him inside a Cursed City. And of course, in all three versions of Arena, Classic, Tag, and Live, he's gonna be very effective because his kit does some cool things against key characters that revive or characters that do stun and things like that. And if I can get him to go off first, very often or not, he's gonna stun lock the team. Well, that's not. He increases cooldowns, and then he comes in with the petrification, the stone. I have to go, and we're gonna have to read the kit because I know it's very similar to stun, but it's a little bit different in a nuanced way. In some ways, it's better, but it's just different, I suppose. Let's go into Arena, and I feel like I've been crushing it in Arena. So here's an interesting Sun Wukong. Sometimes Sun Wukong can be very annoying because he revives. And let's put this on auto. We're gonna take this off of auto. Well, the correct play against Sun Wukong is just to explode him right there and the match is over. My team is kind of set up for a lot of different situations. So we're gonna let's turn this off auto. I just kind of let's see. All right, well, yeah, Sun Wukong's good, right? All right, that should get rid of that. Yeah, and he's done. Okay, then. I'm gonna do my best to find a situation where he's exceptional. In some ways, this might be just Sun Wukong destroying the other team. It could be that. It could be that video. Let's do this. It is. Well, I promise you he's good. I mean, I promise you. The point of the video was to be how good Fabian is, but this might turn into how good. Use promo code Monkey King. I know I made a video the other day about what characters should you pick, and it was like, yeah, just do some Wukong. All right, we're gonna lose this one here. We're gonna lose that one there. Trunda's so good. So yeah, a couple things happened there. We had increased cooldowns. If that wasn't bad enough, then Trunda just one-shot the team. Now this is an all epic team. I'm not expecting this to be that challenging here. Yeah, it's just easy right here. Yeah, Sun Wukong's good. Hey, if you haven't heard already, Sun Wukong's very good. But I want to call to attention what this team is that I'm using. Free character from the Arbiter missions, promo code, login champ, guaranteed fusion. These are all characters that I didn't randomly open in a shard and get lucky. I'm basically using what I had good access to. Arbiter took a little bit of work, yeah, to get Arbiter for sure. Okay, so here's a situation that's a little bit different because we've got stone skin everywhere, right? So I'm gonna just do this because we're not gonna get very far on this, and let's see what this does. Now, what I'm looking to see is how many of them have cooldown increases, right? All of them do. All of them have cooldown increases. So that is good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to explode her. Yeah, 2 of them are dead. Yeah, so we are in a position where this is going to go well. Let's just go. We got the stone. They had cooldown increases though, so they're going to be doing basics. Okay. Yeah, their basics are kind of scary. I get it. Let's go after you. Yeah, all right. And then we can revive Alice. All right, very good, very good. And then we can hit that, but it doesn't matter. We can put this on auto here. Very good. Because I have his accuracy through the roof, I was able to come in and still increase cooldowns. What bypasses that stone skin artifact set, which is so incredibly hard to get through, right? All right, they're all back. Let's see if we can deal with this. Oh my goodness. See, look at they respawned right there with fear. So that is part of his passive, that when someone revives, quite often that's going to be Sun Wukong. It's going to put fear when they revive. And then it's back to that situation where they have 50% chance they're going to miss their turn. But if they do take their turn, he's going to come back and hit them and put the petrification on that. We're going to read the kit. I just kind of wanted to showcase how amazing this is and how impressed I've been. We'll probably right here, look at this. They're all going to get increased cooldown. Yeah. And then this should just wipe everybody. Let's see here. Yeah, double hit right there. Let's just do a basic to be nice to this guy, get some weakness. And then Sun Wukong says goodbye. Yeah, Sun Wukong says goodbye. All right, let's go over the kit. Because yeah, I read the kit and it looked good, of course, but I really didn't understand what was going on. Let's talk about the passive first. The passive is interesting. Whenever an enemy is revived, place a True Fear debuff on that enemy for 2 turns. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, this effect only activates once. So when somebody revives, like Sun Wukong, this True Fear is gonna pop up. Now, let's just read what True Fear is, because it's a very powerful mechanic where essentially they have a 50% chance of just missing their turn. When a champion with a fear debuff attempts to use a skill, there is a 50% chance that the skill will not activate and the champion will lose their turn. Amazing. I mean, that's like a 50% chance of them just missing their turn, which is like kind of like a stun, I guess. Then the difference between fear and True Fear: when a champion with True Fear debuff attempts to use his skill, there's a 50% chance that the skill will not activate, so just like before, and the champion will lose their turn. The skill they attempted to use will go on cooldown. So if they have True Fear and they try doing their ultimate, and 50% of the time that ultimate is just wasted. Where a normal fear, they just miss their turn, but then they can do their ultimate on the next turn. Now, That is so incredibly powerful for characters in the arena. Specifically, Sun Wukong is probably the number one person that revives all the time, which kind of makes him really good. Then removes any stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, fear, true fear, and petrification debuff from this champion before the start of their turn. So let's say they get stunned by Armand's. Well, he's still going to be able to do his thing. This is not going to shut him down. So a lot of the super annoying champions, super good champions in arena do those things, and he's just not going to have it. He's just not going to have it. Then if you go A3 right here, attack all enemies before attacking is 75% chance. Now I've got this booked out, 100% chance of decreasing the duration of all enemy buffs by 3 turns. So removing the positive effects. So this is why I have insanely high accuracy for me. Insane high, I mean 600 is by far my highest one. So he's going to be dropping down the cooldown. So when they do take a turn, it's just going to be a basic, which is better than like an ability block, right? A 75% chance increase in cooldowns of enemy skills by 3 turns. Getting rid of all the positive effects. Getting rid of their cooldowns. Grants an extra turn of their no buffs on the enemy after this attack, which happens a lot. And so going early in the match is good before they get positive effects. Now, some of the gear sets will allow them to spawn with positive effects, and so he's going to do that, right? And then if he's taking another turn, what is he going to do? He's going to do this petrification on the primary target, and then the other enemies will get true fear. And what's read with petrification, I mean, I like to call it just a stun, but it's a little bit more than a stun, and it merits reading because I effectively know it makes him harder to kill. Champion under petrification debuff will have all of their buffs removed and be unable to take their next turn. So that's what I said. It's like a stun. When under a petrification debuff, a champion will be unable to receive buffs and is susceptible to receiving more debuffs. Instant effects do not work on champions under petrification debuff except for the remove debuff effect. Finally, while under a petrification debuff, a champion will only receive 40% of any incoming damage. So they're harder to kill, and that's why I'm needing characters like Alice and Sun Wukong or Mitch inside of the tower, because they suddenly get very hard to kill. Sometimes like a ultimate death knight with petrification could take a long time to get through. However, incoming damage from bomb debuffs increased by 300%. So here's the thing that makes it even better is like, so he could be like, he goes with the A3 and then he removes the positive effects, he increases cooldowns. If they don't have any positive effects at that point, he goes again. He's putting petrification, stun on the primary target. The rest of them are going to be getting fear. Now, this is what I was talking about. Activate this skill whenever an enemy under fear or true fear debuff successfully uses a skill. So they have a 50% chance. 50% chance of taking a turn, because that's how fear works. Half the time they just don't take a turn, the other half the time they get to take a turn. If they do take a turn, they will get this. We'll come back at them and they will be petrified. That's bonkers. Think about it. If they take a turn, he's coming back at them and essentially replacing a petrification. So he can lock out the team. And then his basic is pretty good. Attack enemy 2 times, hit steals 10% of the target turn meter, places a true fear debuff for 2 turns if the target's turn meter is fully depleted. I don't find that happens very often, that latter part, but the first part absolutely happens. So in conclusion, I'm super happy that I did the guaranteed fusion for Fabian. He's way, way, way better than I thought. I had a similar feeling when I got Mad Hatter. He ended up being way better than I thought. Let me know in the comment section where you're using Fabian outside of Arena and in like the character waves in game modes like Tower. Are you using him in any other boss mode or anything like that? I'm not sure. how effective he is. I feel like a lot of the bosses have immunity to those types of effects. Again, if you've not done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code and you will get Karuto to start your journey on Raid Shadow Legends with a punch. And then you're also going to get an epic support champion, Ugo, in level 15. And as shown in the video today, as seen in TV, Monkey King is Sun Wukong. Holy moly. I know that there's a bunch of promo codes, but I'm such a big fan of Sun Wukong. I got him right when I started playing the game. The first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends, you did Sun Wukong, and he's my favorite character. And do Sun Wukong. All right. Bye for now.